Hi, I'm curious in your perspective on as we go through life, should we try to adapt or adjust to the world that is? Or is there any value in expending energy to try to improve the world?
The attempt to improve the world is a waste of time. To adapt to the world is also a waste of time. It is much more about seeing through the world.
Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
How important connections are connections in our life, especially connections to other human beings?
Well, the fact that you asked the question signifies that you believe that they are very important in life. And if you believe that they're important in life, then for you they are. If you believe they are not, then they are not. But you have come with a belief, and your question proves that. Whatever I say has no relevance because you already have taken a stance. Yes.
You're right.
Kapil, thank you for doing this. One question, how can one be a good parent without giving advice to the kids? Because it might be just a form of prescription. Yes.
I think the attempt to be a good parent is prescription in itself. I think the attempt to be a good parent, while it's noble and natural to want to be so, it really is a non-starter. It goes nowhere. It really is only about discovering truth within oneself. And in discovering truth within oneself, then that bleeds into one's behaviors and one's actions and what one says and how one speaks.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
What is truth?
The deep and unbridled longing for it.
Thank you.
Hi. So what do you think of obsession? Like, as it ultimate is the ultimate motivator, but also causes so much upheaval.
Okay, so you have come with a stance, which is that obsession can produce good and it can produce bad. So it doesn't matter what I think of it. You are not in a position to choose one or the other.
Hello. Thank you for taking my question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an opinion on Taoism? I've been reading the Tao Te Ching almost every day, and it's opening my mind. And I'm just wondering if you have any opinion about it.
I think such things definitely reveal many truths. The real issue there isn't about their revelation of truth, but in one's level of receptivity to them.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is if truth is seeking the truth, do you ever find a point where that ends?
Where what ends?
Where is there an end point to like ultimate truth?
Yes, there is.
How do you know when you're...
Don't ask me what it is. You cannot window shop. You cannot stand on the outside of truth and say, how will I know when I find it? And what will it feel like? And when I get there, how will I know it's truly the end?
Right.
There's only the desire and the longing to seek it. And if that exists, it exists. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. The rest
So
is
it's not
philosophical.
so it's not the same for everyone?
There are ultimate truths.
Right, okay.
But different people have different journeys, and the content of those journeys varies from individual to individual. But if there is something genuine, it is the genuine longing for it as opposed to the contents of it.
So eventually it will end up all in one spot. It's just your journey will be different?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi.
Hello.
If there is one God, why we have different religions?
If there is what?
If there is one God.
One guard?
God.
Oh, God. Okay.
Why we have different religions?
You'd have to ask man about that. I don't know. I didn't create any religions.
Hi, thank you for letting me back. After you chose to pursue truth, what was the most difficult thing about continuing to pursue it?
The difficulty didn't arise in the continuing to pursue truth. The difficulty arose in returning to the world.
Hi, what is your religion?
I don't have a religion.
Hey there. I'm just wondering, in your everyday life, when you go about your day, are there any moments where you feel like you have chased happiness and maybe it's inadvertent, and then you look back and say, or you notice it? Is there anything like that?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I will tell you that happiness itself is an empty chase, and that seeing through that is one of the most valuable realization in a human being's life.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Is it okay to be sad and maybe dissatisfied till you find truth?
There are no rules.
A quick question. So recently, I've had an experience when it changed the how I go on with my life, and now I'm trying to find a passion, and while trying to find that passion, I'm questioning whether that pursuit is the right thing to do, and I was wondering what your standpoint is for trying to find a passion in your life, if that makes sense.
Well, I think the most important thing for you to realize at this juncture is the pursuit of doing something right will lead you in circles.
Hi, thank you for letting me in. I have a question which is a combination of last two feedbacks. One is you said it was difficult to get back into reality. And the other one is the last person, what he asked, when you begin to find a passion, how should one go about it? There are so many ways one
question.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Okay.
so I'll take the first. I did not say that it was difficult to return to reality. I said it was difficult to return to the world. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world,
that's what I
the
meant.
world, the world is the poster child of unreality.
Amen. In this world you live in, what's the most valuable feeling you have?
Chasing feelings doesn't lead anywhere.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry, but my English is not very well. I am an Italian girl.
No problem.
And you are Siddha. Where are you from?
Do you have a question?
Where are you from?
Hello,
Hello.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you talk about the difficult part is
One second.
returning to-
One second. Let's go with Kolode first.
How can I find the passion in my life?
There is no way to find passion. One must examine the things that they find themselves doing naturally and begin there. Hello?
Hi. I thought your point about returning to the world was very eloquent, but I was wondering, did you have any choice but for to return to the world after finding the truth?
Well, there's a living in the world, as opposed to live in a cave or a jungle somewhere. So there is that, and so there are some transactional elements which occur with living in the world. But from the deepest aspects of my being, it is about divorcing from the world.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello.
My question is, what was the last thing that you changed your mind about?
Now, those things don't go anywhere. I have no idea.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question. You mentioned that you don't have any religion. Do you have still beliefs?
No.
Thank
Are you an AI?
No.
Hello, Dr. Gupta. Thanks for having me. My question is path to look for truth is outwards or inward?
Why would you think it's outward?
I'm always confused. Do I need to know the world more to know the truth, or do I need to know more about myself to know the truth?
Allow your situations and your circumstances to be your guide. Whatever situations that you face in your life, which will be many, those are the things that are most acute and most immediate in your life. And each of them has a truth. And whether you call that external or internal is simply a designation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Thanks for answering our questions. Can I ask mine?
Yes.
Can you please explain what is karma?
I'm not a good person to ask about that. Those are concepts, and they may be very true, but I'm not an authority on those things, and therefore simply be speculation.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, thank you. Are you ever, or is a person ever not in a situation?
It's a good question, and I'd probably say living a traditional life, no.
I got a question. How to find true love and true friendship in these days?
Both are concepts. They're not real.
Hello.
Hello?
My question is, how does one unlearn the brainwashing that's been done during school?
Well, the brainwashing isn't just done during school. The brainwashing is done every single day of your life, living in society, from the people around you, from your friends, from your family, from your associates, from the media that you watch, from the books that you read. Everything around you is brainwashing, far more than even school.
How does one unlearn that? Or, I guess,
Well, it isn't
choose a path?
about unlearning it as much as it is about recognizing that everything that you're hearing in life is all untrue. And that might take you 50 years to realize that one truth.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Does consciousness require a body?
The talks of consciousness are too spiritual. They are beyond the experience of a human being, aside from some very, very specific experiences that a human has had. And even once he's had them, he is at a loss as to how to explain them. Therefore, it's just spiritual and new age talk.
Hi, how do you seek the truth without becoming a seeker?
You have turned seeker into a designation. You've turned it into a rule. And now you don't want to become a seeker, but you want to seek the truth. Just realize the truth within yourself and the game that you're playing. Begin there.
Hi.
Hello?
How do you control your emotions?
Emotions aren't to be controlled, they're to be understood.
Hello.
Hello?
How do you create situation?
You don't have to create a situation. You're already involved in situations.
Hello.
Hello?
How does one stop feeling lost?
It isn't about stop feeling lost. It is the recognition that unless someone's on the path to truth, he will always be lost.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I want to ask, what is more than just a concept and what is real?
Reality is everything that is not created by the mind.
Hello. What do you fear? Thanks.
Not arriving at the truth, I suppose.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, just leading up to this, you reading the speaker, I had this burning desire to ask a question, but right when you raised the notification, there was silence. Is that the truth you speak of, or is that just a shock?
I don't know. But it's irrelevant. If it happened, it happened.
Hello. Is there more than one truth?
Sure. There are many truths.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there a point to or importance behind suffering, and if so, what is it?
No, there's no point to it. It is the natural offspring of a lack of understanding and a lack of realization.
Hi, I have a question. How do you heal or work past anxiety that comes from something like OCD?
I don't think it's about healing or working past anything. I think it's understanding that what is genuinely coming from you and what is genuinely coming from the mind. And making that distinction will allow you to move towards freedom, even with the compulsive habits or the so-called negative and untoward effects that such things may cause. And some things like OCD allow someone to be actually a very highly functional individual. So it need not control someone's life by any means.
But what if it's been a cause that's been a disrupt in your life? Like it's something that just causes uneasiness constantly.
The disruption is not just from that. The disruption is because the individual is not on a genuine and organic journey towards truth.
So then what?
Hello, I have a question. How bad things can happen by doing good things?
There is no good, there is no bad. These are all empty societal constructs. They're not real.
Hi, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
Before I read your work on perception training, specifically in golf, I had read a few other approaches before that mainly involved, I guess, distracting the mind. So like while you're hitting a shot, focus on your right hand or something like that, and it'll distract the mind and then, let the body produce a shot. But until I had read your work, it seemed to me like perception training or hitting a target is more about using the mind, controlling the mind to be able to hit the target every single time. Or I guess my real question is perception training, does it involve distracting the mind or does it involve using the mind?
No. It involves transcending the mind.
Hi, what's your thoughts on Elon Musk?
Don't know him.
Contemplation is the highest purpose of human life. Do you agree?
No.
Hello?
Hello?
How far should one distance themselves from their ego, or should they try to rid themselves of their ego altogether?
Both will fail. You don't have that choice. Hello?
Do you find purpose in what you do?
No.
Yes, why does truth matter?
It doesn't.
Hi, Kapil.
Well,
why is it as human beings we constantly feel the need to ask questions and not just innately know within and act from there?
Human beings have been conditioned to be prescription seekers from their birth.
Interesting.
Hi.
Hello.
You said that the only truth is that there are no truths and that truth doesn't matter. But you also said that there are multiple truths. So could you please make up your mind?
I don't remember saying that there is no truth. But if I did, I did, and I don't recall that. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
So, when is it okay to be okay without listening to a guru on Clubhouse?
Hello?
Hello, Kapil. Thanks for having me. My question is, the mind constantly imagines the future to be in a certain way, and that causes a lot of struggle. What do you think is the best way to fix that?
There is no fixing. They're simply understanding the patterns of the mind.
Hello.
Hello?
What should one aim for?
Nothing.
Is tough love necessary?
There are so many things that are untrue in that statement. I don't know where to begin. Human
Thank you.
beings don't know love, they know attachment. And tough love is the attempt to produce a certain result based upon the lack of understanding.
Besides The Last Samurai and Moneyball, what other movies have you enjoyed?
That's irrelevant.
Hello. I want to ask, do you think tethering is possible?
Do I think what?
Tethering is possible. We can do that. Can we do
I don't understand. I didn't hear your word. I didn't understand the word.
that? Okay.
Varies from individual to individual.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
I don't know who or what I am, and therefore, what is death?
What is death? I don't know what death is.
Hi.
Hello.
Is happiness real?
The truth is it's not, but you likely believe in it. Therefore it is.
Can you show your face?
Hello, doctor. Thank you. Is it possible to find the truth while staying inside the world?
Yes.
Hey,
Hello?
does Ellen exist?
Does what?
Does Ellen exist?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I mean, does alien exist?
Oh, I don't know.
Hello.
Hello?
What is your understanding of love?
Rarely does a human being understand love. What he understands is attachment in the name of love.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What is your understanding of happiness?
It is a myth and an empty chase.
My question is, what is the role of a parent?
It's a good question. That's something that one has to examine for themselves. Under the banner of being weary, that one does not subscribe to prescriptions and rules posed by society, beginning with good and bad.
Why would you say that happiness is a myth?
It's irrelevant why I would say it. You don't believe it. So there's no point in going on.
Why does poverty exist?
I don't know.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
One thing that I always have an issue trying to figure out what to do is, do the ends justify the means? If I want an end, does any mean necessary? Is it justified?
It's a personal question. But the danger in that question comes from the fact that you subscribe to the idea of right and wrong, good and bad, and morality. That's where the true area to look is.
Hello?
Hello?
So I have two questions, if I may ask.
Just ask one, please.
Okay, so I will ask just one. If a person is toxic for you, do you think there is a power to change this, or is it just how it is?
Well, if by change you mean by changing the other person, then I would say that's an empty chase.
Okay.
If the person is toxic, then you will find yourself moving away from them naturally. And if you stay with them, then there's a reason why you're staying with them.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Hello.
Yes. Oh, the question?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kapil. This is Arjun here. I think somewhere in one of your podcasts, I heard you say that, the best, and this might be in sports, I think in the context where you said that the best are not just good at skills, but they're good at accessing it at the right time. I think something along those lines, right? And for those of us who are more in the cognitive spaces, like knowledge work and technology, do you have any observations or thoughts on how can we get better at that skill of accessing things at the right time?
Accessing what?
I think accessing, so many times I've found myself in situations where that would have been the right thing to say, but it didn't come to me in the moment. And in the moment of a heat of a discussion or when a key high stake conversation is happening. But it's always after the fact when I'm a little more cool that I'm able to access whether you call it
So
good
your
judgment.
desire to access must be greater than your desire for ego. That's your answer.
Do you have any opinion or thoughts on people who are depressed?
It is wise to look into the depression as opposed to trying to fix it. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Doctor.
Hello?
Thank you for this space. My question is, what writings or what sources have you been most receptive to develop your perspectives?
I didn't get any perspectives from any writings or sources.
Hey, doctor. Hey, Naval talks about how he has this motto where history is fiction. Can you riff on that?
No, you have to ask him.
Hello, doctor.
Hello?
Who are some of your role models?
I don't have role models.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what do you think about psychedelics?
For drug addicts.
Right.
Hey, Kapil. So following up on that question, have you ever had
Have you
any?
already asked a question?
No, I want to follow up on the
Okay.
question that was just asked. Um,
Yeah, I don't
have,
have any interest in discussing psychedelics.
have
That's
you
all
had
just
any
drug
personal
addict behavior.
experience?
I have absolutely not.
Namaste, doctor.
Hello?
My question is, how do we figure out not going back to the same patterns of mind?
It's too general of a question that doesn't go anywhere.
Hey, doctor.
Hello?
Hi. I wanted to know, like, how would one go about trying to find their purpose in life?
Life has no purpose.
Empathy and truth with the people closest to you.
It's about discovering truth within yourself, as opposed to trying to bring truth between you and another. If you bring it within yourself, it'll automatically exude through everything that you do with them, with whomever you are.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Kapil. My question is, how early? I have a young daughter, and some of these concepts I wished I, learned earlier. How early do you think one can introduce these, or is it just their curiosity?
Well, the younger the child, the more that they are imbued with truth than the adult ever will be. So that's probably a good place to begin.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Doctor. Thanks so much for providing this platform. I resonated with one of your tweets. Can you elaborate more about the pains that are the longings to return to home? Can you speak more on that? Thanks.
Yeah, every human being is lost, and within every human being is a deep longing to return to a place in which the miseries and the pains and the anxieties that they suffer through in their life are no longer existent. Because somewhere inside them, organically, they realize that such a place indeed exists, and it exists beyond their immediate world, their immediate society, their immediate family, and all that they have come to know. And that is built into a human being. And it is about looking in that place as opposed to trying to make one's society and one's immediate life into that place, which will never happen.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey there, Dr. Gupta. My question is, how does one validate their truth? Thank you.
Truth requires no validation.
Hi, Marshall. Very good evening. Marshall, when I find out that I'm doing things, when I understand that I'm not doing things for the sake of the things, I'm doing it out of fear or anxiety. When I understand that, what happens, Marshall?
But when you understand that, you will automatically know what happens.
Hi, thanks for having me. How do you know that what you know is true?
It needs no verification.
Hello.
Hello?
I'd like to have a child, but my fear of the physical pain that comes from childbirth is preventing me from pursuing it. I was wondering if you had some insights for me.
Yes, then what you have just stated is the truth. And the attempt to convince yourself otherwise was to choose to have one or not to have one will be untruth. That's what must be realized. And whatever is going to change, it will change by itself.
What is the use of engaging with the immediate world if there is one at all?
Well, your implication is that you have a choice. And if you feel compelled to do so, you will not be able to overcome the compulsion. And if you do not feel compelled to do so, then you won't.
What is the role of meditation, hypnosis, or any other practice to help the mind more easily seek truth?
Those things have no role in truth, and they are peace shooters in a war against the mind. Hello? Have you already asked a question tonight?
I have.
Okay, I have to move on.
Hello.
Hello.
How do I overcome
feeling of worthlessness.
You don't overcome it, you look into it.
Who are you, and how do you get to this place where you can just, I don't know, this is just so interesting what you're doing. I am very fascinated.
What's your question?
I guess, how do you get to a place of wisdom like this?
I don't know that I'm at wisdom or not.
Bill, I have a question. Like path and uh, desire will take to the arrival. If many times we fail, like what is the lacking in this whole journey? Like whatever we choose.
Well, failure is the result of not knowing the truth of how to get there.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
Can you expand on the implication of choice?
What's your question?
I'm just a little confused on.
I have no interest in giving a dissertation. If you have a specific question, I can give you a response.
I'm sorry, I don't have one.
My question is, how many more days must I live in untruth?
As many days as you are willing to.
Hey there, thanks for bringing me up. My question is, why do you think we procrastinate?
Because you don't want to do it.
Hey doctor, you stated earlier that suffering is a result of lack of understanding. Does one who finds truth no longer suffer?
That is correct.
Thanks.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
What is the difference between the truth you speak of and the scientific truth, if there is any?
Scientists can do experiments and they can discover things. They can discover the truth behind things that can be measured in a test tube and things that can be verified in a laboratory. But scientists can never know ultimate truth because that requires something that is beyond the laboratory.
And their explanations.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
It seems from from your writings as well as others that what we call human progress seems to be just a collective result of people relieving or acting on their pain. Would all of this stop if we all were to, get the truth by some miracle tomorrow? or would we in fact progress even more?
Human beings have not progressed. Human beings have just made life more comfortable. They have not progressed. They have degraded. And the present generation is the most degraded generation that has ever come across human civilization, primarily because the invention of electronics.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there a difference between truth and understanding?
Semantics. Same category. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. My question is, how do you deal with uncertainty?
You don't deal with anything. Everything in your life is uncertain. Even the thing that you believe to be certain will be uncertain tomorrow.
How do you deal with people who are racist towards you?
It isn't about dealing with anything. It isn't about changing anyone. It isn't about trying to feel better. It is about understanding the world and seeing through it and recognizing and seeing it for what it is. That is one's path to freedom.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
Is it necessary to seek truth, or is it necessary to just live one day at a time, or just seek truth?
Nothing is necessary.
What is the world?
Illusion.
If the path to seeking truth is not through meditation, then how do we get there?
Deep longing, nothing less.
If we live in a simulation, is the Mandela effect a simulation update?
These are way too scientific concepts. They have no basis in reality. They're just for intellectuals.
So I have a question. In your
Have you
pursuit
already
for,
asked a question?
I did. Yes.
Yes, I have to move on.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, how do I stop the need of external validation?
There is no how to anything. It is just recognizing one's own patterns.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you.
I have a question. Earlier, you said that reality, or something to the effect of reality, is everything that's not created by the mind. And
Yes.
so, if we are trying to transcend our mind to understand reality, I guess I'm not quite understanding how to do that. You're saying deep longing,
There is
but
no there is no how to do it. It is
okay,
what must be understood is that everything in one's life is an illusion, and
right.
not to imbibe that, not to try to write that down and try to memorize that. That won't do anything. What needs to be understood is that one's pursuit in discovering all the illusions in one's life is the pursuit in discovering the truth.
The Do you believe in God?
I don't believe in anything.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. I was just listening and I think I understand everything that you're saying or believe it to be true, but I just wanted to ask after I think a few people asked this, but I didn't quite understand it. After you find the truth and you keep finding truth, and so like you're free, right? You're free to do whatever that it is that like I believe in, correct?
These are all concepts for you. These are all intellectual concepts. They're not in your experience. Therefore, the single experience of truth will answer many more questions than your intellect can possibly even ask.
Hi, Dr. Gupta.
Hello?
I had a question about attachment, specifically as it pertains to parents and teenage children, say, heading off to college.
What's your question?
Well, uh, yeah, it seems like we're biologically hardwired for attachment, especially as the with the parent-child bond. So yeah, I can see it's causing me suffering
I
for
don't
my.
think that we're biologically hardwired for attachment. Like, it's psychologically conditioned toward attachment. So the suffering will occur wherever there's attachment. But the realization that must happen is that one does not have a choice to be unattached. If he did, then they would choose to be. So the realization does not lie in how to get rid of attachment. The realization comes in, do you have the genuine desire to understand that the attachment is causing all the miseries in your life? And if that is there, then you have a chance. And if that is not, then you don't. And one is not good and the other is not bad.
Hello, Doc.
Hello?
Hi. How you doing?
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just kind of figuring, what do you think it's let me say this, how to say this in a way that, do you think it's morally right for you to be up here answering all these questions?
Hello.
Hello?
What are your thoughts on self-sabotage, why we do it, and if you think it exists?
Yeah, because you don't really want the thing that you're looking for.
Hi there. Simple question. How does one deal with envy?
There is no dealing with anything. It is about looking into it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Gupta. Thank you for doing this. My question is whether there is some advantage to extrinsic motivation, or even if that's not wedded to the truth.
I think what you're really asking is for permission, that you have extrinsic motivation, but you fear that it's not related to the truth, but it is still okay to have it. And the bottom line is that if you have that feeling, then you do.
Hi, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
What do you think the source of longing for truth is, and why do you think some people long for it more than others?
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer to that question. It's a good question, though.
How can humans maximize their happiness?
Happiness is a myth.
Hi, my question is, when you really understand your emotions or whatever the reality you think it is, do you always, it leads you to one clear path, or it can still lead you to more than one path after understanding the truth or emotion?
Well, the more that one understands the truth, the increase in understanding is inversely proportional to the imprisonment by emotion.
Hello, thanks. Is there something? No, is there? Are there intrinsic duties to human beings?
No. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Namaste. I wanted to ask, how does one get rid of regret?
One doesn't get rid of anything. All things are about looking into them as opposed to trying to get rid of them.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question. How should one live their life?
It's a very general and non-specific question. It has no meaning. There is no should. There are no rules. There is no good. There is no good way to live a life or a bad way to live a life. Hello.
Hi, I have a question. How does one approach and manage and I suppose eventually master duality?
There's no mastering of any duality. Once again, these are all concepts. They must be seen through. There's no approach.
What have you learned tonight?
One thing I have learned is that those who come to this forum of the question and response. Those who come without having read my works, I don't believe that this will serve them very well, because there's a mountain and there's a litany of writings that are out there that have come from me, that one must really be familiar with them to some degree, and there's no compulsion to do so, and it isn't a good thing to have read what I have wrote, because nothing that I wrote is good. But absent to that, then the questions will be very cosmetic, and there'll be self-improvement and all of the things that I've spoken against for many years. So at some point, I may perhaps not answer questions from anyone who doesn't follow me, not because I need them to follow me, but because chances are that if they do, they have perhaps come informed, and therefore the questions they ask are more effective, and therefore worth my time. Hello?
Yep. So when you are the leaf that is floating down the river, do you just watch and view what's going on? Or do you strive for certain directions?
The very desire to float down the river is only because one has seen the futility of striving.
After being so religious for my entire life, then as an adult, start questioning some fundamental questions that I learned as a child. I feel now a void. How do I fill that void to feel wholesome again?
Wholesomeness, wholeness, the lack of feeling of void, all of these things come from a genuine desire to seek the truth, as opposed to anything that is religious or societal.
Hello.
Hello.
Intelligence, perception, awareness. In what order? What encapsulates what?
No, because it's too intellectual.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you think there exists something called karma?
I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
Do you have a question?
Yeah. Why is this room so silent?
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question about prophecy, sudden visions of the future. Are these, in all cases, mere illusion, or are they instructional in some way towards a certain future truth?
That's a good question. I don't know. There are people who have the ability to see into the future and to forecast things. I can't speak authoritatively about that.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there a difference between the way you perceive your mind and how most people perceive their mind, and what's the difference?
I don't think it's worthwhile to go into what I do versus what other people do. I think the only thing in your life matters is you yourself. And if the way that you go about doing things is helping you and is effective, then continue on. And if it is not, then examine why it is not.
Hi, thanks for doing this. Your words certainly have some magic. They trigger something within. So my question is that once you get into that process of finding out that understanding, and you realize that all the things that you've been chasing are actually worthless, and that you find a void, and things look kind of meaningless, and you again jump onto something which you actually know are meaningless. How do you get out of that?
Why would you want to get out of that?
Yeah, because think again, after you peel everything, then there's a void which you're not used to, and you feel very uncomfortable.
So then it depends. Are you looking for comfort? Are you looking for being comfortable and looking for things that you're used to? Because you started off with something very sincere. This is probably the most sincere question I've heard tonight. The greatest drivel that I've heard are from the people who haven't read anything that I've written, not because they haven't read it, but because they've come with cosmetic nonsense. You started off with a very good question. And then at the end, you said, how do I get out of that? Why would you want to get out of seeing the meaningless of things? It is precisely in seeing the meaninglessness of things. It is precisely in seeing the insignificance of things that is the truth. Why would you want to get out of that?
Because we've never been there, and you don't know.
Then if you seek comfort, then it is best to remain precisely where you are. And that isn't a good or bad thing.
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this. I've not read any of your work, but I have heard you on a few podcasts. And this is my second question to you. How do you seek happiness in your daily life?
I'm not sure which podcast you listen to, but happiness is an absolute myth.
Hi, what do you value?
The truth.
Good evening, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
Could you speculate on the future of economics as a discipline?
No.
Hi.
Hello.
Can truth become a prescription?
That's an excellent question. Truth can be prescriptionized if you feel that it's a good thing to look for truth. If you turn it into a rule which says, I should seek the truth because it's the right thing to do. So from that sense, it absolutely can become prescriptionized. Excellent question.
Do we have souls?
I don't know. Hello.
Hello. Is longing for the truth another form of attachment?
Good question. Attachment is something for which you seek happiness, and longing for the truth is about coming to the end of all chases. Good question.
Hey, thanks for bringing me up. I was just wondering, why has science taught us very little about consciousness?
Scientists cannot survive in the domain of truth.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is that what if you feel like you find your truth, but for your own family and for your parents, you have to let it go? What makes the decision parameter that
There is no
you
decision. This is not a conscious intellectual decision. The desire for the truth is something that you decide. It is either deeply within you or it's not.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello?
So I have a question about if I am feeling of attaching to detachment, is that the right path?
No, it is not.
Truth.
Excellent question. That's once again another attachment because you're trying to look for relief. So the truth lies in seeing behind things. It lies in seeing how things work. It does not lie in trying to seek relief. And if you become attached to detaching, the only reason that you are doing that is to free yourself from the misery of attachment.
Thank
Good
you.
question.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do you believe that there's maybe a corresponding relationship with those who are naturally pure of heart and they've managed to somehow maintain childlike innocence?
What do you mean, is there a corresponding relationship?
They naturally just within them have a grasp of truth. And do you think that corresponds with their sort of natural childlike innocence?
I don't quite understand the question.
Okay, sorry. So do you believe that people who have managed to just naturally be pure of heart and sort of innocent, and they hold within them the truth, do you think that corresponds with the natural ability they somehow have of purity and innocence that they does that make
There are indeed pure people in the world who have maintained their innocence, who are not drawn to the things of the world, or who are drawn far less than others. So yes, such human beings do exist.
Thank you.
What must we let go of in order to have it all?
What do you mean by have it all?
Is there such a thing of having it all?
That's a better question. Yes, there is. And the all is freedom.
You've been an advisor to many top athletes and business leaders. How do you select your advisees, and how do these individuals stand out from others?
Individuals who are very high achieving, individuals who are on the big stage. It also turns out that certainly by no means all of them, not even close, but individuals who become very highly successful in one aspect of their life also tend to be the human beings who are capable and have that voracious, the possibility for a voracious desire for the truth. Very few do. But because they have demonstrated the acumen to be driven and obsessed in their own craft, then that quality is precisely what is required in the pursuit of truth.
Thank
Hey, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
Do you think balance is perfection? Perfect balance in everything is what the definition of perfection is?
It's a very general question. It's conceptual. Unless something is concrete and acute and specific, it really has no significance.
Hey,
Hello?
I would like to comment about the question. I think that the balance
Wait.
is
Do you have a
important.
comment or do you have a question?
Comment to
Okay,
the
there's not their comments.
I found that when I read your discourses or listen to your podcast, I'm more focused or I'm more attentive versus, for instance, if I want to learn a new skill for a career or whatnot, my mind starts. I can't focus or whatnot. Is it because I'm not interested in it, or
It could be. I don't know why.
I see.
If there's a communion with the words, if they speak to a particular person, then they do. Why it happens and why it happens with maybe one person versus another to varying degrees, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, hi, doctor. I
Hello?
have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
My question is, how do I abandon the fear of losing someone or rejection, maybe, if that makes sense?
Yeah, you don't abandon any fears. It's about looking inside yourself and discovering what is it that you're truly fearing. And what you're truly fearing is not losing someone, and what you're truly feeling is not the whatever other thing that you said. That isn't what you truly fear. So you must look inside yourself to examine the fear behind the fear.
Oh, oh, thanks a lot. I guess it's this insecurity. Oh, thank you, man.
Hi, Doctor.
Hello.
Do you think that the Bible is a good source for universal truths?
I had never read the Bible, but there are many things that Jesus has ostensibly said, if it in fact came from him, that are absolute truth.
Hi, Dr. Kapil.
Hello.
I think I have I have many interests, but I'm afraid that I don't have natural obsessions on any single thing. So, is there anything I can do to change it?
No, no.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask you, to you, what is life?
It's too general of a question. One has different perceptions and one has different meanings and significances that one ascribes to life.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
I just wanted to ask, how do I stop making so much money?
Hi.
Hello.
Do you believe most high-performing business people or athletes possess the same traits?
Traits in what sense?
Could be emotional, spiritual, physical.
No, everyone's unique in their own way. The people who are very high achieving tend to all have the trait of obsessiveness.
Hello.
Hello.
Do we have any innate tendency and commitment to help others during our life?
It's a fair question. I would say that's largely psychological and less biological.